Today, I'm going to talk to you about Tribe of Gad. So Elul is associated with the Tribe of Gad, and I'm going to talk a little, actually quite a bit. It's kind of detailed, and hopefully it's not going to be too much, but you'll just have to endure it. So the Tribe of Gad is, according to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the tribe that's descended from Gad, the seventh son of Jacob. In the desert, it was credited with 40,000 men able to bear arms. This is in the book of Numbers. Gad was a warlike tribe and took part in the conquest of the Transjordanic region. They were rich in flocks, which is interesting because we're affiliated with the also the New Year of the Animals in Elul. It occupied with Reuben and half of Manasseh, the district east of the Jordan, once belonging to the kings of Heshbon, Bashan, and partly settled by the Ammonites. In rabbinic literature, he was called Gad after the manna, which was like the coriander, which is Gad in Hebrew. I did not know that Gad was coriander. But they do say that the manna from heaven was like coriander seed, I guess the flavor of it. And because of his great strength, he was not presented by Joseph to Pharaoh because the Pharaoh might appoint him to one of his guards. It says, in foreseeing that the children of Gad would devote themselves to breeding of cattle, Yaakov ordered that in carrying his bier, Gad should walk on the southern side, whence came the beneficent rains and the fructifying dew. I love that phrase, fructifying dew. The tribe of Gad occupied the southern side of the camp also, and they were neighbors with Korach because, like him, they were quarrelsome. Their standard was red and black, which is in Siena, the tribe of Civetta, the owl, just as an aside, and it had a camp painted on it. According to some, the name Gad was inscribed on the agate in the breastplate of the high priest, and according to others, on the ligure, which is either known as amber or sapphire, depending on who is arguing at the moment. But it was the seventh stone in the breastplate, which makes sense because, yeah, he was the seventh son. Others declare that he was, it was the cut on the amethyst, which represented Gad in the breastplate, which has the virtue of infusing martial courage. And since he was such a great warrior, some people say it was the amethysts. Who knows? No one does. When the tribe of Gad is blamed for having chosen the other side of the Jordan. When they arrived at the Jordan and they saw the fertility of the land, they said, one handful of enjoyment on this side is better than two on the other. So they're basically the beginning of the bird in the hand is worth two in the bush idea in the Talmud. However, they did cross the river and help their brethren in the conquest of the land, just as Simeon did when he took his sword and warred against the men of Shechem. So they were found worthy to follow the tribe of Simeon at the sacrifices on the occasion of the dedication of the tabernacle. Moses is buried in the territory of Gad because he did not cross over the Jordan into the promised land. According to some, Elijah was a descendant of Gad. The tribes of Gad and Reuben were the first that went into exile and are some of the lost tribes. Gad is the seventh son of Yaakov, born to Zilpah, the handmaid of Leah, as was Asher. Gad also had 7 sons. Like the number 7 is considered lucky, Gad's name means lucky or fortunate. There is critical theory in the Jewish Encyclopedia that says, since he is the son of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, he is not a full brother to Reuven and the other northern tribes. The geographical notes on Gad are, for the same reason, diverse and divergent. Various cities are designated in numbers as belonging to Gad, but later the same territory belongs to Reuven. The boundaries of Gad are also different in Joshua. These and other discrepancies show a wide latitude in indefiniteness of the use of Gad as a territorial designation. Gilead sometimes includes Gad in Judges et al., though sometimes it denotes a country north of Gad, and a country south of Yazer in Samuel and Joshua. This seems to indicate that Gad was originally the name of a nomadic tribe. that was applied to the territory which this tribe passed over and settled in. The gradual extension of the use of the name shows on the whole that the tribe coming from the south pushed on steadily northward. The territory was never secure from invasions and attacks. To the south, it was exposed to the Moabites, and to the north, the Arameans from Damascus, and later to the Assyrians. Ezekiel assigns to Gad the southern boundary of his territorial scheme. The suggestion has been made that the name of the tribe is derived from Gad, the Semitic god of luck, which is interestingly in common with his brother, Zilpah's other child, Asher, or Asherah. It's possible that the tribal name derives from a deity worshipped by the tribe Gad, being thought by scholars to likely have been taken from Gad, the Semitic god of fortune, possibly the tribe where Zilpah came from. We don't know. The name of the god of fortune found in Isaiah, along with Mani, another name of the god of destiny. The passage refers to meals or feasts held by Hebrews in Babylonia in honor of these deities. Nothing is known about any Babylonian divinity of the name of Gad, but Aramaean and Arabic equivalents show that the same god was honored among other leading Semitic peoples. The verb root means to cut or to divide, and thence comes the idea of portioning out, which is also present in the word meni, M-E-N-I, the name of the kindred deity. So Gad is perhaps found also in Genesis when Leah exclaims, "By the help of Gad," when he is born, when Zilpah's son is born. So it's like, by Jove or by Jupiter or whatever you might say when something amazing happens. Indeed, it is quite possibly that this narrative arises from a tradition connecting the tribal eponym with the deity himself, the deity Gad. How widespread the cult of Gad or fortune was in the old Canaan times may be inferred from the names Baal Gad, the city at the foot of Mount Hermon, and Migdal Gad in the territory of Judah. Compare also the proper names Gadi and Gadiel in the tribes of Manasseh and Zebulun. At the same time, it must not be supposed that Gad was always regarded as an independent deity. The name was doubtless originally an appellative meaning the power that allots. Hence, any of the greater gods supposed to favor men might be thought as a giver of good fortune and be worshipped under that appellative. It's possible that Jupiter may have been Gad and thus honored. Among the Arabs, the planet Jupiter, associated in the Sefer Yetzirah with the letter Gimel, which starts the word Gad, was called the greater fortune. So Gad, the god of fortune, is frequently invoked in Talmud as well, in their magic formulas of good will and wishes. For instance, on Shabbat 67b, it says, "One who says, 'My fortune be fortunate,' Gad Gadi, and be not wary by day or by night." And then Rabbi Yehuda says, "That is more severe than the ways of the Amorite, as Gad is nothing other than a term of idolatry." Then it also says, is stated, "You shall forsake the Lord that forget my holy mountain, that prepare the table for Gad, and that offer mingled wine in full measure unto many," M-E-N-I. Gad Gadi is a form of a prayer to an idol, according to that tractate of Talmud. But the name is often synonymous with luck. Gad is the patron saint of a locality, a mountain, of an idol, a house, or the world. Hence, luck may also refer to being bad luck. A couch or a bed that is for this god of fortune is referred to in Nedarim 56a, where the Gemara says, "What is Dargash?" Ula said, "It is a bed of good fortune placed in a house as a fortuitous omen and not designated for sleeping." So like if you wanted luck to come visit, you would make it a bed and never sleep in it. That's luck's bed. So they talk about it a lot in the Talmud. So good luck with all of that. We're in the month of Gad. And I find it really interesting because for me as a Reconstructionist, let's just say, I have no problem seeing all of these minor deities as just facets of the divine. the divine is so vast and amazing and has so much to offer us that if somebody's worshiping like a god named Gad, who is the luck god, I'm just like, yep, that also is Shekhinah, that also is Adonai. So that's my take on it. Welcome to the month of Gad, and now we're going to blow some shofar.
Tikia. Shivarim Trua. Tikia. Tikia. Shivarim. Tikia. Tikia. Trua. Tikia.
Are we going to do another
Tikia.
set?
Not a whole set. Shivarim Trua. Tikia.
Happy
We'll just
Elul,
extend
everyone.
by
We'll extend by one
chunk each day.
That's
Perfect.
great.
That's better than trying to do all.
Yep.
Every couple of days. Yeah. No,
Thank you,
I thought
everyone.
the whole second set. So we'll do a couple days at that and then go and add another. Yep.
Thank you.
We didn't talk about it. We just
Yeah.
Well, and I got to start working on my lip, even though this is a little big of an embouchure.
It's a little bit, I'm sure. Thank you so much for listening to my droning on about Gad. I thought it was all very interesting. I don't know what you think. What do you think?
It was, I don't know where you
I didn't
got
know
all that
those things.
information, but wow.
Yeah, it was in the Jewish Encyclopedia. Actually, originally got it from Katsira, the Lesser, who's a Kohenet, and she talked about it. And then I looked it up, and I found this whole article, a very scholarly article about it in the Jewish Encyclopedia. And I was like, wow, there's just, and I have all the references. They have like every reference to every biblical passage and every Talmudic passage. And so I'll post it in the chat if you want to look at it. I should have posted it earlier. There it is. But it's fascinating because you can just click on the links and it takes you to Safaria, where it's like, oh my gosh, there it is. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And it's such a cool way to time travel, to think
Isn't
about
it?
all those different ways of observing and you know, north and south and all the different tribes. I mean, it gives a whole nother perspective.
It does. It's like
on history.
the whole world. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Roz. We'll see you again tomorrow, 11:30.